President Trump's approval rating on the rise. A just released ABC News Washington Post poll has his approval rating at 44%, the highest of his career, up 5 points since April. However, 53% disapprove of his overall job performance. ABC's Rachel Scott is in New Jersey, where the president is spending the weekend. Rachel, good morning.
Yes, Eva, good morning to you. The president's approval ratings at its peak, but our latest poll shows just how vulnerable the president could be ahead of the 2020 election. For starters, the majority of Americans, 53%, still disapprove of the president's performance in office. And that's not the only thing casting a shadow over those high approval ratings. Even though most Americans oppose impeachment, 65% say the president has acted unpresidential. So what exactly does this mean ahead of 2020? Well, in a nationwide head-to-head matchup, Joe Biden outperforms President Trump by 10 points among registered voters. Also among those voters surveyed, our poll indicates a tight race right now between President Trump and Senators Kamala Harris, Bernie Sanders, and Elizabeth Warren. Eva?
Now, Rachel, speaking of Biden, he's been in some hot water on race issues ever since Senator Harris went after him in that first Democratic debate. How is the former vice president handling that?
Yes, Eva, for weeks, Biden faced criticism after his comments about working to find common ground with segregationists. While campaigning in South Carolina yesterday, he issued this apology.
Now, was I wrong a few weeks ago to somehow give the impression to people that I was praising those men who I successfully opposed time and again? Well, yes, I was. I regret it. And I'm sorry for any of the pain or misconception they may have caused anybody.
And Biden's still top of mind for President Trump, who tweeted yesterday calling him a reclamation project and attacked his record. He also said the former VP just simply won't win. Eva?
Rachel Scott for us in New Jersey. Thank you. Over to you, Dan.
Eva and Rachel, thank you. So much to talk about here. So let's bring in our chief foreign affairs correspondent, Martha Raddatz, who's in D.C., where she's going to be hosting this week, later this morning. Martha, good morning. Let's pick up with this Biden story. I noticed that after he issued that apology that we just heard, clearly hoping to put this issue behind him, the press secretary for Kamala Harris tweeted, "Every candidate's record will and should be scrutinized in this race. There are no free passes." So does that suggest to you that Biden's not really out of the woods on this issue of race?
Well, Kamala Harris's press secretary is right. He's probably not out of the woods. It took him weeks to apologize. So clearly this issue was sticking to Joe Biden, and it will in the future. He'll be scrutinized about everything. All the candidates will be scrutinized about everything. You'll probably hear Joe Biden mention Barack Obama a lot on the campaign trail, certainly trying to put all of this behind him. But this is a campaign about issues. This is a campaign about every issue. The press and his opponents will keep looking at this issue.
Yeah, and Barack Obama was a huge theme in Biden's speech yesterday, really hugging him in that speech in order to make the point that he was associated with that president. I want to loop back, though, to the big ABC News Washington Post poll that's out this morning. So yes, there are causes for concern in there for President Trump. And yet the economy is strong. His approval rating is up in our poll to a record. And heading into 2020, he definitely has the power of incumbency at his back. So should all of that taken together be a wake-up call for Democrats?
Yes, 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 and especially the economy. The economy, as you said, is very robust. President Trump will remind everybody about the economy again and again. And despite his disapproval rating, some of those independents are going to say, hey, look, the economy is in really good shape, if it remains that way, of course. So maybe I can forget about all those other things I don't like about President Trump. So, yes, that is a very big issue. We also have to look at immigration. That is his signature issue. Things certainly didn't go well this week on that, with those reports about conditions at those migrant facilities. And that, too, is going to be a big issue. And his opponents are going to go after that in a very big way. They already are.
And immigration is going to be a big focus for you this morning. We know. Martha, thank you very much. I want to remind everybody, Martha's got a big show this morning. She's going to be speaking exclusively with acting DHS Secretary Secretary Kevin McAleenan about the crisis on the border and the images that came out this week. Plus, Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib sits down with Martha just days after her trip to the border facility in Clint, Texas. It's all coming up on This Week right here on ABC.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.